Hey, what's up guys? DiplexHeated here again. Welcome back to Rise of Mordor, the Lord of the Rings mod for Total War Attila. So, everyone seemed to love Isengard based off of the comments that I got on the previous video, and I hope you guys really did enjoy that battle because it was quite cool to at least play it out. Hopefully it looked equally stunning from you guys' point of view. Today, based on those comments, I thought I'd deploy a horde of Isengard soldiers. We have plenty of Isengard swordsmen here. Uruk-hai swordsmen would probably be the correct term. And of course, pikemen. Easily blinded though by Gandalf, but he's not here. So, yes. What the hell is Uruk-hai infantry from Isengard doing besieging a Gondorian settlement? Well, I remember playing a lot of Third Age Total War, and first of all, there's not, I mean, we could pit them up against Dale, but Dale is so far away from Isengard, it's like the opposite direction, and then they'd have to go through the Fangorn Forest and fight all the elves and whatnot to get all the way up there, so I figured that during the Third Age, in the war against humanity, and mainly Rohan and Gondor, I found it more suitable for them to attack Gondorian soldiers, and besides, these guys are my favorite, so of course I'm gonna have these guys defending. Look, back there, it's the White Mountains. Cool, right? So we are somewhere near Blackroot River, which runs from the, well, it runs down from the mountains south into Belfalas, or at least the sea. I'm not sure. I don't think the sea is called Belfalas, but I could be wrong. I know there's a region in southwestern Gondor called Belfalas, but the sea, alas, I do not know. And I remember in Third Age Total War, the mod for Medieval Total War, that there was a passage sort of next to Helm's Deep leading south through the mountains into Gondor. And there are a lot of units from like Pinath Gelin, Lamedon, oh, there's so many other units too. What's it called? A lot of like Vale units. The Vale is like just south of the mountains. And we're gonna deploy those later, but we'll see how the siege goes first. We have the battering ram and 6 ladders moving up against the wall, and we have plenty of Gondorian infantry. And this fight is going to be about the walls. There's not going to be any fussing around back there, because the AI just does a terrible job at making that seem spectacular. So this one is going to be about the walls, and the commander of this garrison in this city has decided to make it a fight for the walls. If we lose the walls, we lose the fight. So that is practical. Oh, this guy was just set up. That is not... Guys... Better aiming, please. That's probably not meant to occur. A shield wall has been formed behind the first line, the main line of defense. We can see back there that a battering ram has been finished after completing its own task, which was to, of course, bring down the gates. Tighten your lines. Stick together, men! Wow. That is just so cool. I love that depth of field. Can make you a little bit dizzy, so we're going to skip that one. Let's take a look at the wall, or the gate, rather. Here come the pikemen. We're going to fry them up a little bit first. I got to get a little confused by that. I wonder if the Uruk-hai, as being quite primitive creatures, are afraid of fire. They're quite a lot more animalistic than humans, but somewhat more civilized than orcs. I wonder if they have the same intelligence quota. I think Uruk-hai infantry is just... If Mordor had Uruk-hai, I just think they'd do a lot better. But then again, in plenty of scenes where I've seen the orcs fight soldiers of Gondor and whatnot, they've done very well, especially in like close quarter combat. So they might not be the most tactically smart and just not the most individually smart, but they seem to be quite vicious fighters. Oh, jeez. So, look at that. So right now, they're trying to sort of corner in the attacking Uruk-hai where the ladders are, and they have a back line here that is not meant to support the first line. They're meant to hold the attacking Uruk-hai from sort of breaking past that line, because as I said, this is a fight for the wall. There's not much of anything back here. Ah, look. reserve infantry moving up. Captain, glad you could join us. Well, they had a few more at the back that were brought up here. We did think that the Uruk-hai were going to surround the fortress, but being inept as they are, they did decide a full frontal attack. And I don't know why some of the infantry is pulling back. They might just be going back to get a better idea of the situation. I'm sure we'll see them in the fight later on. The AI, once again, in Siege is not the greatest. Preferably I'd play against someone, but it's a little hard to find people to play against in such a closed testing session. And also, my YouTube's fixed. Feels great. Everything's back and working. It's lovely. Well, the wall fight looks pretty good. Right now, we're kind of holding them back. There's not a lot of action. There's not a lot of casualty. Oh, that guy was just stabbed down. We have a captain fighting over there as well. And there's mainly pikemen coming up, which is kind of keeping us a distance. But we have our big rectangular shields. A mix between an egg shape and a rectangle. Oh, or like more of a circle and a rectangle. They're not entirely squared off, so to speak. Now the back line, the supporting line, is going to have a bit of a tricky job here in holding back the horde of Uruk-hai infantry that's moving in. And they're still holding, but it's going to thin out quite nicely. Over here is definitely a bit of a breaking point. The reserves should be deployed any second now. I think he's just handing out orders to the sergeants about what to do. You want to utilize these 120 men reinforcing as best as possible. So without any communication, it's just going to be a brawl. And Gondorian men don't brawl, we fight. Over here, a bit of a cleanup session in action. This ladder was brought down, so the Uruk-hai infantry here might just be left to their destiny and fate, which is to die. To a Gondorian swordsman. Looks fancy though. I do like that little spread out fight. Do you hear that horn? I wonder if that is the reinforcements. That is correct. They're being deployed as we speak in battle formation before they're sent in. So far the two lines are holding quite nicely here behind, but I do think that the first line of defense is completely wiped out now. There's just a few pockets of Gondorian soldiers holding out. A little screenshot session. I take screenshots not... Why is that a hard thing to pronounce right now? I'm just, I guess, a little dehydrated. I take screenshots using the video recording software, which is a lot easier. It doesn't show up as a screenshot captured kind of pop-up, and it doesn't play that annoying sound, which is almost a little iconic by now. Look at these men getting up on their feet fighting with the White Mountains in the backdrop. So that way is Minas Tirith. Actually, it's probably right around the corner back. No, not that close, but it's that direction, and Helm's Deep is in that direction. So that's interesting. I don't know why they'd be attacking from this direction, but since they have the fortress surrounded, or the city rather, they can attack from wherever they choose. Them not being the most tactically skilled fighters, they chose to go in with a full-on attack where they can mass as much manpower in one spot as possible. Trying to get a few still shots here of some of the bloody action. Let's look over here. How's it looking? It's slow. It really is, and we have a few men up there getting the view. I wonder if we'll see a few more people run up there. So far, the pikes really haven't been deployed. Okay, the infantry's going to pull back now momentarily to re-establish themselves. Bring the shields back up. Don't let too many through now. Hold. Hold! Oh, that guy was thrown over. Minor tactical mistake there by the commanding officer. I mean, they were... Look at the pressure. It's hard to fight uphills being pushed backwards as well. So they wanted to get some even ground, and they have now. But those pikes are going to be put into action pretty soon, so that's annoying as hell. Reserves. Are we ready to fight? They might just be kept off a distance right now until the battlefield in front of them shapes out differently. They need a pocket, or they need an opening of Uruk-hai infantry to attack. They can't just... There's no point in, like, bolstering the lines. The Gondorian lines are already quite strong, as a matter of fact, as you can tell right here. These men are holding it quite nicely. So they need like an opening where they can attack the Uruk-hai infantry in the back. And I think this right now here is shaping up to be a pretty good area for the reserves to assault. So I think we'll see an attack pretty soon. And right now that's going to leave these other people a little bit vulnerable in the flanks. I'm going to try and keep an eye on that sector. How's it looking over here on the left? Bit of a cleanup. But look at that. Now the pikes are fully deployed, and that is going to start spacing those spearmen out. A few men are abandoning their post. It does look rather bizarre to be fighting this number of Uruk-hai infantry right now. Not to mention the fact that they're very scary fighters to battle against. They'll eat your flesh too once they're done with you. But that's not going to stop these men from doing their duty. I've never mistrusted the morale in Gondorian fighters, as long as there's heroes around. We all need heroes. Here come the... Oh, yes. The reserves are going to be slamming right into a line of Uruk-hai infantry, breaking away from the wall. That is bloody fantastic. Look at that fucking battlefield smoke as well. Sorry about that swearing. This is really cool, though. Ah, another strike from the brave Gondorian swordsman to the right, slamming into the lines of Uruk-hai fighters. Oh. This isn't epic, then I don't know what, but... Is this something we've ever seen before? Uruk-hai fighting Gondor. I think it's a rather interesting match. I think it works better. In one way, I think Gondor fighting Rohan. I mean, now since the lore is the lore, and since the movies are the movies, and since everything is the way it is, since one... Oh, the captain was just... Oh, no! Captain! That wasn't meant... Jeez, stay alive, guys. There's going to be a little fight on the side. Since, you know, obviously we're used to Rohan fighting Isengard, which is in a way kind of cool. You got the Rohirrim, which is kind of like Viking style, in a way very Viking inspired, with Norse inspired at least, fighting these like evil beasts, and it's kind of like a civilized but kind of rural populace fighting the very much industrialized Isengard, which is kind of cool. And then you have Gondor in a way, this very state-like faction, this kind of like united blah blah blah, with their very uniformal uniforms and patterns, fighting this very irregular Mordor, almost like a monster army in a way. But what if you turn that around? What if Rohan fought Mordor? In a way, they do. Obviously, we do see them do that in the final movie. But what if that was their main enemy? That'd be kind of interesting. How's it looking over here now, boys? Well, I think we might be looking at a Gondorian victory in case we can cancel this off here. But it's going to take a lot of fighting. We've kind of got them surrounded in a bit of a Y formation here. I don't know why there's so many back here protecting the general back here. Not the general, actually. The general unit is kindly placed over here behind the barricade.
The men have thrown down their weapons and are fleeing.
This is where the Jews is. Can't wait to spill that all over the Uruk-hai infantry. We'll find out how well they'll do once they get the opportunity to. If they get the opportunity to, we'll all find out about that. This is looking quite interesting now as the pikemen are very much spreading out, starting to really dominate the gate, but we're still holding. I do see a potential retreat here, like a slight pullback, and how that occurs we'll find out later. This left pocket of Gondorian swordsmen have been fighting now for a good 15 minutes soon, and they've been clearing the way all the way from over here, where they have taken a few casualties. We can see a few more. I think these people might be relocated to a ladder. No, they're gonna go in the gate. Whatever the commander says. Hooga chaka, hooga chaka. Two people. We're running back. Do we have any more retreating Uruk-hai? I think they've been doing pretty well on morale, to be honest. That unit is going to be notorious for not being able to make up their mind. Let's go, let's go, let's go. guts spilled all over the floor. Look at these Uruk-hai soldiers are relentless fighters. Not to be underestimated, despite their small... Well, actually, their brains ought to be about it. Why do we think they're stupid? They just sound stupid. Does someone bust a myth or something like that? Or do they just have really, really, really thick skulls, you know, as they're such brute fighters? Oh no. This isn't good. They're starting to come out of the flank. Look at that, a whole unit's rushing out. But they lost their captain. Morale is a little low on this side. I think we have a few people trying to retreat up there. Come on, men, we can still win this. But it's looking more and more grim by the second now. Still have the towers back there supporting, which is nice. Let's see a few of their arrows drop down every now and then. Oh, gruesome. Sir, we are about to be flanked. Behind us! One unit is pulling back now to try and protect the flank. Some unit needs to protect the flank. If we don't hold the flank, oh, I don't think they're going to pull back entirely. Nope. They're going to try and prevent the Uruk-hai infantry from storming down the flank, which would be down the market street. That looks like a retreat to me. They're not going to be holding for long. Even if they do manage to regroup, they're not going to be holding for long. This is a fight to the death. A very gruesome one, as friends, shield by shield, make their last stand, because they are indeed surrounded now. To the right, we have the Uruk-hai masses rushing through the gate. Spearmen retreating back there. They're going to be trying to get back to the barricade, but unfortunately for them, that barricade is not going to allow them to climb over, so that's going to be a fight to the death. Oh, jeez. This battle is about over, and I think it's turned to the favor of the Uruk-hai in a very, very quick and swift manner. Realizing that they can't run through the barricades, they've decided to make a last stand, for whatever that's worth.
Men are broken and running for their lives.
And that means that more people on this right side here is breaking, and they're gonna be pulling back. Do we have any reserves to hold? No. They're gonna be running back. There's civilians there that ought to run. She's like, what is that? Guys, look at that Pokemon. No, I don't know. 2D. Look funny. These guys are gonna try and pull back further. No, they're just not gonna really do it. Oh, that guy was stabbed from the neck. They try and make a hold, but it's just gruesome as they realize that they're gonna be cornered off. Obviously, a little closer to home is gonna feel better, but I feel so bad for these spearmen being battled by these gruesome Uruk-hai soldiers. And that is the flank down. That is the flank down. That is not good at all. Look at that. Uruk-hai infantry just dominating the space. And look at the... Before we talk too much about anything else, we do have a few last standers over here that could definitely be interesting given a look. Still more infantry outside the walls. Just look at the chaos that is a mix of Uruk-hai and Gondorian infantry. A very, very even mix. Like a movie mix. I mean, you definitely expect to see about the same number. I mean, the Uruk-hai are bred to be fighters. Alright, boys. Barricades are about to be attacked. And the general says, whatever is behind this barricade, you will hold. I think we might see an attack from these guys. I think we might just see a counterattack as a glorious last charge. That's what I would want if I was a general here. Their flanks are open. I wonder if they're aware of the fact that there might just be a storm of Uruk-hai infantry behind them in a minute. That's the problem of not having UAV, I suppose. You guys ready? Because it's going to be one hell of a fight. There we go. It's about to go down. Hold, man. Hold. Hold. Oh, jeez. They're also focused forward. I don't think anyone's expecting that. This is... Oh, sir? they're coming behind us! But the barricades are breaking in front! Oh, jeez. Right as the barricade breaks.
Our general, protect him.
The fight begins. And it's right now, this unit completely cornered off. A fight to the death. More... Oh, and this civilian. Dude, what are you doing here? Give it your best, man. You scared him away. You're going to fight. Look at this. Fuck you guys. Oh, ooh. Oh, nice dodge. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Look at this epic last stand. This elite Citadel Guard that's been outflanked because, well, the Uruk-hai broke the flanks. Simple as that. A few spearmen have fallen. Quite a lot of spearmen have fallen because of the flank. And that's it. That's actually it. Let's look at the numbers, because this, I wanted this to be a tricky one. 1080 versus 3000. We lost about all, but we killed 2 for 1. More than 2 for 1. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys soon again. Ciao.